Now, Young Thug, one of the most popular rappers out of Atlanta, has been caught up in snitching allegations that could ruin his career. The internet has been going crazy after an alleged audio leaked claiming to show Young Thug cooperating with detectives. Thug quickly denied it, firing off a series of tweets defending himself, but whether it's real or not, the question still stands. Did Young Thug just expose the street code for what it really is? In my opinion, if you ask me, I think he did. Back in May 2022, Atlanta rapper Young Thug's life took a dramatic turn. He was arrested alongside 27 members of his YSL crew and got hit with a RICO that included over 60 charges, including drug trafficking, firearm possession, and more. Thug was denied bail and ended up spending over 2 years behind bars in Fulton County Jail. By the time his case finally went to trial in November 2023, it had already become one of the most heavily covered legal battles in rap history. After losing over 900 days locked up, Thug eventually struck a deal in October 2024. He pled guilty to multiple gang, drug, and gun charges, while also pleading no contest on a racketeering conspiracy charge. The judge hit him with 40 years, but in reality, it turned into just 15 years of probation. And although Thug could finally walk free, there were very strict conditions, like he can't return to Atlanta except for family emergencies or events, and has to perform anti-gang presentations in the community, and can't be seen promoting gang culture in any ways. And after all that, Thug went through after showing his disdain for snitches, now Thug is caught up in a situation that tells a whole nother story. So there's this audio that leaked a few days ago of supposedly Young Thug cooperating with detectives. So in one of these clips, you can hear Young Thug talking about how he's made promises, I'm assuming, to keep his mouth shut, right? And then he says, and I'm paraphrasing, whatever you want to know, I'll tell you, speaking to the detective, just don't tell the world.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Promises. Make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever think you want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world.
What's your number?
Yes, you can.
Hey.
I don't have your number.
Whatever.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't giving it to her,
And then in this other audio of Young Thug, you can hear him name dropping Pee Wee Roscoe.
This motherfucker Wayne from New Orleans. I'm from Atlanta. This nigga was in Atlanta and I was in New Orleans. I said, what the fuck? That was so weird. This nigga damn shot at this nigga to us. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck did. They said Roscoe, but I don't wanna block. I don't wanna block out y'all case by saying.
Who was the man who shot up Lil Wayne's tour bus back in 2015. He's close with Thug, worked as his tour manager, and he did time for this crime. So Thug is allegedly cooperating with the police, even name dropping Lil Wayne in the interrogation room. Now this audio has allegedly been out for some time, and I had never really heard about it, but it just went viral on the internet, and Thug responded right away on X, formerly known as Twitter, shutting down all the allegations. He tweeted, "They didn't play my interrogation video in court case. I helped my brother. #ratware?" Basically saying if he really snitched, why wouldn't prosecutors have used it against him? After that, Pee Wee Roscoe, the same guy who was accused of shooting up Lil Wayne's tour bus back in 2015, came out defending Young Thug. He said, "Jeff clean as Listerine. He did what a real street nigga was supposed to do." Now I'm sure most people know how vocal Young Thug has been about snitches. Most famously, after his release, he's condemned rapper Gunna, who also used to be a part of his YSL crew, and did time in the feds for the RICO. Gunna eventually got out, ran up a bag, did his thing, and now he's one of the more successful rappers out there. His career is doing extremely well. But the controversy around his name was that when he eventually got out, Gunna took an Alford plea deal. Basically, it's a way for you to formally accept guilt in court so you can take the deal, but at the same time, you can still say you're innocent. It's kind of like telling the judge, I didn't do this, but I'll take the punishment anyway. And that's how the snitching label got stamped on Gunna. There's absolutely no proof that he actually shared anything in detail, but his reputation took a hit within the street side of hip-hop as a result of that. And then now, ironically, we have Young Thug doing any and everything he can prove to strangers on the internet that he's not a snitch. The so-called street code, particularly in hip-hop, is one of the most hypocritical things I've ever witnessed. A lot of these guys, document their crimes in their music. They always talk about how real they are, why they never speak to the police, but obviously all that is an image that they're selling. It's a very powerful image because it projects a fake kind of authenticity and boldness that you don't typically see in the real world. And the fans, they eat all that shit up. But obviously, it's all marketing, it's all branding, and in the end, it's a product. And speaking of the so-called street code in general, honestly, it's one of the most backward things I've ever witnessed or seen in my entire life. It's protect the streets over protecting the community or one's own family. It glorifies loyalty to chaos and dysfunction instead of loyalty to one's own life. And I'm sure we all know this, but there's no honor among thieves, right? These are the same people who, when someone from their crew gets locked up, they end up trying to fuck his baby mama and pretend like they have a shared bond, which really it's not built on anything, right? Because when you look at what happens in a lot of these cases, when they eventually are in that cold interrogation room, you see how fast they turn on each other. I mean, you even saw this in the YSL case itself. Half the members cooperated with the feds the same second they got arrested. The biggest lie that's been told is that there's morals among this group of people who have no issues with shooting at anything that moves, which includes women and children. There's absolutely no structure to how things are done because the whole thing is built on lawlessness. When there's no structure, there's no real way of operating, especially in times of pressure. And that's why the so-called street code falls apart the moment somebody's facing real time. In that interrogation room, survival takes over and survival has no rules. And then we have guys like Gunna who get shunned for separating themselves from that energy, and they're the ones who get called fake. No, that guy didn't fold. He made the smartest possible decision that he could make, which was cut off the bad energy, roll in a different circle, put down a cup, pick up some better habits. I'm sure a lot of people have seen Gunna's fitness transformation. He's doing very good health-wise. Meanwhile, the street side is the one that's really losing, because take away the image and what are you really left with? Jail time, a bad record, fake friends, your BM getting fucked on, money you can't spend. That's the side that doesn't get glorified because that's not the so fancy aspect. I mean, think about it. You make a bunch of money in the streets. What can you really do with it? Because anything under your name isn't going to cut it. You've been unemployed for the last 10 years and then suddenly you go to Chase trying to, deposit a bunch of drug money, and then that's when you end up in one of those body cam videos. And this is how a lot of street rappers' careers actually get started. Either they front somebody money who end up laundering it for them through music or another type of business, or they get fronted money themselves from a, let's say, investor. I think we really have to start changing the narrative on the street shit, man, because the fact that it's 2025 and this lifestyle is still being glorified by grown men is crazy. It doesn't offer anything productive in the real world. As a matter of fact, it's pure destruction. And we know that because we've seen what happens when people entertain that way of living. You know how many people are in the morgue currently or doing life in prison, which is basically being dead, because they thought they were following a street code? The amount of potential that's been wasted is crazy. And I think it's time we start looking at it by calling a spade, which is, it's lame. There's no honor in it. The so-called street code doesn't exist. And the sad part is there's a lot of people who find out too late. I do want to say that a lot of them are products of their own environment, but I do want to say that the majority are a product of their decisions which led them to that lifestyle. It's a myth that keeps on getting perpetuated and sold to the masses because there's money in selling the image. Anyway, I think Young Thug kind of exposed that the street code most definitely is a myth.
Hello, y'all. Welcome to Bamm Rock TV. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know when the next video come out. All right. On this episode here, this really is episode number 2 because they getting at me to, okay, what do I feel about baby, Lil Baby? And I said, Lil Baby, oh, what you mean? They said, well, go look at the video. People actually sent me the videos. Like, look at this video here. Look at how Lil Baby reacting to him. And I said, okay. And they showed me. I said, okay. Tell us what you think. I said, okay, I'll put that on the video. So again, I'm back at this situation and story again. From what I seen, the look off and the dismissal that Lil Baby gave Young Thug, it was very disrespectful. It spoke a lot. It spoke volumes. It spoke that I don't fuck with you. You done did something. I don't know if it could have been anything from having sex with my sister to stealing money from me or whatever else. But you done did something that I'm not greeting you in a soldier's greeting. And you see that. Now, I'm more concerned with the lack of reaction to Young Thug. See, because a guilty person got a guilty conscience. If I stole some money from you and you don't speak to me, I feel like I deserve that. If I ain't stole no money from you and you don't speak to me, I'm be in your face. I think you ain't gonna speak to me, man. We can speak to each other. What you got going on, man? Listen, you need to hear my side. I need to holler at you, man, because I ain't gonna let you just brush me off and look me off like that when I know goddamn well I ain't did that. No, we gotta have a conversation. You gonna look me in my face, we gonna have a conversation. I'm gonna show you how I can prove that I'm right, or I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let you look me off like that. And that concerned me greatly. When he looked them off, they looked at him and they turned their head. They ran away from the confrontation. They ran away from the opportunity to explain themselves. And that's not good. Now again, we'll find out later, like with the documentation and stuff like that. Maybe 10 years later, maybe a couple years. But baby know what he felt. And whatever going on with that, that's on them. But the fact, I'm judging situations by what I seen. I seen the videos y'all sent me, and there's no way. If a dude accuses me of something, or if a dude that I usually embrace, and he don't act a certain way around me, then I need to know why. I'm willing to go to the extreme to know why. Unless I feel like I've done something. I got people I done had problems with, but they look on off. I know why. I know why, because I robbed them. So I don't want you to be my friend after I done robbed you. But when I ain't done nothing to you, I got a problem with that. You look me off like that, and that's what concerned me. And again, everybody keeps saying he's a civilian. You cannot be a civilian. You just told the police you sell dope to people. You just told police you shoot at ops. Ops from Atlanta can't, from New Orleans, I apologize, can't come to Atlanta without us getting at them. That's too much information. Because now the people are saying, okay, well, that's a motive. Y'all doing this here. They can come back and arrest somebody later on for that. Because the statute of limitation is still alive. Now you can sit here and tell them, okay, well, I was down there when Joe Blow, he didn't shoot that dude. Because I was over there with Bamm, and Bamm was selling me them stolen car parts and doing this and that. But because I had went over there with Bamm and I seen him, he didn't do it, he couldn't do it. You just incriminated me. You just incriminated another person talking about what you're doing. Let me tell you something, y'all youngsters, y'all in the street, get out of it, man. Because you got to be a rapper and stay out, quit all that stuff. Because these folks got a camera on every corner. Every swinging dick, every dude got a camera. Every woman got a camera. If you give a night, a time, and a place, they can go check every camera on that street. They can poll the civilians and say, hey, look, anybody got any footage from this night, blah, 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 on this incident, would you please contact us and going on? Why would you give them anything to go off of? Keep it there. Keep your mouth closed. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, again, I can't say if he deliberately read it, or I can't say nothing. I'm going to let y'all be the judgment, but that's not what street people do. But a lot of people calling themselves street and they ain't street. A civilian get that right. And I agree with him 100%. The dude Roscoe said he was just doing what a civilian do. But he's not a civilian. Roscoe, he's not a civilian. He just sit there and told the folks that he sell drugs. He just told the folks that he beef with the ops. Not in a civilized society is that accepted as civilian. Now, if I'm lying, I apologize to you right now. You get in touch with me and you tell me that selling drugs and that having beef where that shootouts or whatever with an op is a civilian, and he followed on a civilian, I'll apologize to you right now. I apologize to you in the middle of the streets in Shreveport, Louisiana. Well, I'm well known. But there's nothing you can say that's gonna prove that not prove. Well, I admire you for your ability to want to get him off the hook. You're doing your time like a man, and that's to be respected. But the situation ain't to be respected. I'm not saying, I mean, some people do stuff ignorant. Some people say they gangsters and they know how the thing go, but ain't nobody taught them. They don't know how it go. They think they know how it go. Then they get in front of the police and they get nervous. The man told you, whatever you say will be used against you. And you continue running your mouth. That's only nervousness. That's nervousness or that's something else. If I was sit before you and you said, Bamm Bamm, give me your gun and I will shoot you with it, why would I give it to you? Explain that to me. You gonna hurt me with my own weapon? That's what the police told you. I'm gonna hurt you with your mouth. I'm gonna hurt you with what you said in your mouth. I've been doing this for years and telling people, keep your mouth shut. You want to be the charge, you don't want to be part of the charge, keep your mouth shut. Let them figure it out. If they figure it out, then you fight it. But you don't give them no help. But again, I'm not in their life no more. But the people in their life, I don't even think they know what life they in. But again, much respect. I'm answering y'all. I told y'all sending anything to me to answer, I'm going to give y'all my opinion. Don't mean I'm right, but I give you a chance to analyze what I say and see do it make sense. If it don't make sense, you got a right to say, nah, Bamm Bamm, 411 Giant, that don't make sense to me. But do I tell y'all weird shit? No. I tell y'all stuff that's the truth. It may not be as exciting as lying and going on like that. But I tell you what, it's going to be the truth when it comes to the legal system. I've been fighting these folks all my life. That's why I'm away from it. I don't mess with it no more because a lot of dudes that's out here in the streets claiming streets ain't streets for real. I wouldn't go to the bathroom with half of these people out here right now. That's why I do my own thing and I lay back. I don't need no parts of that no more. And I wish the best for y'all who choose to be in there, but I'm not. That ain't my thing. And much love. Hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know my video coming out. 411 Giant coming at y'all, man. We're going to keep some video going. I'm going to tell you the truth that you can believe.
And just